In a small, bustling city where the sounds of carriages clattered and voices echoed through the streets, a male painter named Adrian struggled to find his place. His modest studio, tucked away in a forgotten alley, was more than just a workspace. It was a refuge from a world that seemed to overlook his passion. Canvases filled with vibrant colors and chaotic brush strokes adorned the walls, each one a fragment of his soul. Yet despite his fervent efforts, none of his paintings had found a home in the upscale galleries downtown. The dream of being recognized as an artist felt distant and elusive. Adrian often felt like a ghost among the living, invisible to those who walked by, preoccupied with their own lives. He poured his heart into each piece, but the silence from the art community left him questioning his worth and the validity of his dreams. One rainy afternoon, as grey clouds hung heavy in the sky, Adrian's attention was drawn outside his window. A young housemaid named Vicky was diligently collecting discarded paint cans and brushes that he had carelessly left in the alley. Her movements were both graceful and purposeful, contrasting sharply with the dreariness of the day. Intrigued, he watched her as she cleaned the brushes, her expression a mix of determination and hope. It was as if she saw potential where others saw only waste. Her presence ignited something within him, an appreciation for the beauty in the ordinary. He began to wonder about her story, what dreams she might harbor beneath the weight of her labor. Each time she returned, their eyes would meet, and a silent understanding began to blossom. It was in these fleeting moments that Adrian felt a connection, one that transcended their different worlds and whispered of shared aspirations. Days turned into weeks, and Vicky continued to visit the alley, often pausing to admire Adrian's work through the glass of his studio. With each passing day, their connection deepened, woven together by unspoken words and glances filled with curiosity. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky with hues of orange and purple, Adrian took a leap of faith. He invited Vicky into his studio, breaking the invisible barrier between them. "Would you like to try painting?" he asked, his voice filled with encouragement. Vicky hesitated, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and fear. This was a world she had only dreamed of entering. But as she stepped inside, the smell of paint and turpentine filled her senses, and a newfound courage surged within her. She picked up a brush, her hand trembling with anticipation, ready to express the dreams that had been silenced for too long. As Vicky dipped her brush into the cerulean blue, she felt a wave of freedom wash over her. Each stroke she made on the blank canvas began to reveal a world of her own creation, fields of wildflowers stretching endlessly under an open sky. It was a reflection of her innermost desires, her longings to break free from the constraints of her life as a maid. Adrian watched in awe as Vicky poured her heart onto the canvas, revealing a raw talent that had been stifled by circumstance. He marveled at how effortlessly she translated her emotions into art, and for the first time, he realized that their connection was more than just companionship, it was a collaboration of dreams. Each session together became an exploration of their souls, and they began to share more than just paint, they shared hopes, fears, and the beauty of vulnerability. In that small studio, surrounded by the scent of paint and the sounds of their laughter, they forged a bond that neither had expected. As the seasons shifted and the air turned crisp with the arrival of autumn, so too did the nature of their relationship. Adrian's studio transformed into a vibrant sanctuary where creativity flourished and societal constraints faded away. Vicky's spirit grew brighter as she embraced the freedom that came with painting. She taught Adrian about the beauty of simplicity, how a single brush stroke could convey an entire narrative. In return, he encouraged her to explore her voice, to understand that her perspective was valid and worthy of expression. Together, they created a series of canvases that spoke of resilience, hope, and the strength found in shared dreams. Each artwork became a testament to their journey, reflecting not just their individual experiences but their intertwined destinies. The studio buzzed with energy, filled with laughter and the sound of brushes gliding over canvas, a space where they could dream boldly without fear of judgment. One day, amidst the creative fervor, Adrian proposed a daring plan that sent a jolt of excitement through Vicky. "Let's host an exhibition," he suggested, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. The idea of showcasing their collaborative art to the world thrilled her, yet a wave of anxiety washed over Vicky. The thought of revealing her work to an audience felt overwhelming. She feared the judgment from a society that often dismissed her kind. But Adrian's unwavering belief in her talent ignited a flame of determination within her. "We can do this together," he reassured her, his confidence a balm to her insecurities. They poured their hearts into their preparations, working tirelessly to transform the studio into a gallery. Vicky painted late into the nights, each stroke infused with the dreams she had once thought unattainable. As they crafted their exhibition, the anticipation grew, and with it, Vicky's hope began to outweigh her fears. The night of the exhibition finally arrived, casting an enchanting spell over the studio. The atmosphere crackled with anticipation as guests trickled in, their laughter and chatter mingling with the soft strains of music playing in the background. The gallery was adorned with their art, vibrant and alive under the warm glow of lanterns. As people wandered through, the initial surprise at the collaboration between a painter and a housemaid quickly transformed into admiration. The murmurs of appreciation enveloped Vicky like a warm embrace, each compliment a validation of her talent. She could see the intrigue in their eyes, their curiosity piqued by the stories woven into each brushstroke. Adrian stood proudly beside her, his heart swelling with pride as he watched her gain confidence in the recognition they were receiving. It was a moment of triumph, a celebration of dreams realized, as the two of them stood shoulder to shoulder, united in their creative journey. Amidst the crowd, Vicky spotted a familiar face, the wealthy patron who had once dismissed Adrian's work. He stood transfixed in front of their collaborative piece, captivated by the emotion and story infused in each brushstroke. It was a surreal moment for Vicky, watching someone who had once overlooked Adrian now fully engaged with their art. As the night unfolded, they continued to receive praise and admiration, each compliment a testament to their resilience and the strength of their partnership. In that electric atmosphere, Vicky felt the weight of her fears lift, replaced by a sense of belonging. She had stepped out of the shadows and into the light, no longer defined by her occupation but by her passion and talent. Together, they had created something beautiful, something that spoke to the human experience, reminding everyone that art has the power to connect, to heal, and to inspire. As the final guests departed and the studio settled into a gentle silence, Adrian turned to Vicky, his eyes filled with a mixture of pride and joy. "We did it," he said softly, his voice a whisper of disbelief and triumph. Vicky nodded, her heart brimming with gratitude for this shared journey. In that small studio, they had built more than just an exhibition, they had created a sanctuary where hope and creativity thrived. Together, they had defied the expectations of the world that often overlooked them, forging a bond that would sustain them through future challenges. The canvases they created were not merely paintings, they were symbols of their resilience, reminders that dreams could indeed take flight. As they looked around the studio, now filled with memories and stories, Vicky realized that the connection they had nurtured was as vital as the art they had created, a testament to the power of love, hope, and shared dreams. From that day forward, Adrian and Vicky continued to create, each canvas a reflection of their evolving relationship and the dreams they nurtured together. Their art became a medium for exploration, a way to express the complexities of their lives and the world around them. Each brushstroke carried the weight of their experiences, joy, sorrow, triumph, and vulnerability. In their little studio, they forged a new reality, one where they were free to be themselves and explore the depths of their creativity without fear of judgment. Their collaboration transformed not only their lives but also the perception of those around them. They became a beacon of hope for others, a reminder that artistry knows no bounds and that dreams, when nurtured, can blossom into something magnificent. In a world that often celebrated individualism, they found strength in partnership, creating art that spoke louder than words ever could, echoing the truth that connection is at the heart of all creation.